You know that declassified CIA document that says we live in a holographic reality? That the woman's womb is a portal? That you can literally send your consciousness to anywhere, whether it's past, present, or future, through astral projection and remote viewing? Yeah, well, the reason why the CIA was looking into this because of this man. This is Robert Monroe. My previous video was all about him. He was born in the 1900s and he was a very successful businessman. Around 30 to 40, he started having these spontaneous out-of-body experiences. They freaked him out. He thought he had brain tumors. He thought he was going crazy. Every doctor he went to said he was perfectly fine. So he used his resources to hire a team of scientists to run experiments to figure out if what he's been experiencing could be replicated. He wanted to see if they could map out and explore as much of consciousness as they could. This is Thomas Campbell, an incredibly gifted physicist who was part of Bob Monroe's team. Campbell is very famous for his works in applied physics and metaphysics. So why did he want to work with Robert Monroe? When he was in college, he had some monks that came who offered to teach people how to meditate if they brought them a piece of fruit, I believe. He had time to kill. He thought it was going to end up being a scam. He gave his banana, and it was a life-changing experience for him. Being the scientist that he is, he was trying to figure out how to explain what he experienced, and he couldn't. So he got a job and continued to meditate. One day, he heard that Bob Monroe was coming into town talking about the out-of-body experiences that he's had. He with some coworkers went to go listen to him. Monroe mentioned that he was looking for scientists so that they could test what he experienced to see if they could replicate it. Campbell was like, "I'm a scientist. I'd love to work with you." But you see, Campbell was still relatively young. Monroe was looking for older scientists that had some credibility to their name, who had a track record, but none of them wanted to work with him. They all thought it was woo-woo nonsense. Campbell and a couple of other young scientists joined the team. Campbell's biggest focus was to bring scientific validation to everything that was being done. He wanted to demystify the mysticism. He wanted to use the scientific process to explain everything. So they studied it systematically. They were able to separate genuine experiences from anecdotal claims or misunderstandings. His book, My Big Toe, which documents the entire journey, freaking mind-blowing, guys. Freaking mind-blowing. For example, in the East, they talk about these sacred mantras, sacred words that if you repeat can take you to higher states of consciousness. What they found through testing is that it's not specific word, but rather the tone, the vibration that it carries. I believe in the book he says you could even say something like Abba Bardi Dum, and just repeat that. You can achieve the same thing. It honestly is one of the most fascinating books I've ever read. It bridges the gap between science and spirituality so well. But it doesn't stop there. He describes his journey of being able to access higher states of consciousness and the interdimensional beings that live in a higher vibration than we do, spiritual guides, if you will, he met in the teachings he got along the way. You know how there's a declassified CIA document that maps out the Galactic Federation? Yeah, well, some people have experience with it. Craziest thing too is you only have access to it if they let you have access. He described one journey where he was meditating and basically there were two beings. They're like, "Hey man, you're where you need to be with your progress. You can't do this anymore." And he's like, the door was sealed. He wasn't able to access those states of consciousness for 20 years until someone reopened it. The reason why he called the book My Big Toe is because these are the things that he has learned through experience. And his only objective is to lay out the information so that other people can gain knowledge through experience, which of course, experience is the greatest teacher. So what does Thomas Campbell say that this life is? Oh, he says it's a simulation. Yeah, he says we're in a holographic reality that is a projection of consciousness that you are both a creator and participant in. You ever had that experience where you're like, man, this doesn't even feel real? Thomas Campbell has something to say about that.